The following show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up, YouTube? I'm Dick Nutbutt.
Hi, Nut.
What's up, YouTube? I'm Dick Nutbutt. This is Sid, and we're here with JonBeach from The Sufferers. I almost said The Summoners again.
I do want to watch that movie. It actually was pretty good.
Yeah, it did. And I felt so stupid. I'm glad you said something, because I didn't realize it, and then, yeah, I had to go change that.
No, totally understandable.
But, yeah, we loved it. I loved it so much I had to get Sid over here to watch it again. And for being a low-budget movie, it doesn't look like it was low budget. It was really, really well done.
Well, thanks. Thank you.
Amazing, actually. I loved it.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. It's so funny to hear that because you guys are the first people I've done any kind of interview with, or people outside of friends and family. You know, friends and family have to tell you that it's good. It's their job. You know, they can't tell you. You know, if you get anybody who gives you any real criticism, it's like, oh, okay, thanks. But to have people who have, who have no connection with us at all, that's great to hear. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it again and again. After the before we watched it, actually, Sid was like, yeah, usually about 45 minutes into movies, I kind of zone out a little bit.
A little bit. I just completely disconnect. But no, it held my attention for the entire movie, which is a very rare occurrence for me.
Awesome.
So that was great.
Yeah, about halfway through, he's like, I'm really mad at this movie right now. I was like, why? Because it's gonna end.
It's not a TV show. I'm mad at it. I want more.
So, first question was, what got you into filmmaking?
I like films, dude. Like, it's funny, you know, it's not something I ever thought I would, you know, ever be able to have a chance to do for real. And, you know, there's just, you watch movies, you know, you go watch a movie and sometimes you leave some of these movies and you're like, 2 hours has passed, and you know 2 hours has passed because it just sucked your life. It was just a terrible movie. Sometimes you go, and when you leave, you're like, wait, that was 2 hours? It feels like I've been gone for a month, and my whole world has been turned upside down. And I've always loved that, and, you know, then when I was in college, I made a few small movies with some friends, and I just fell in love with the process. The process of making movies is just awesome.
Yes, we started to film kind of like a short. It started out as just like it was going to be a short 2-minute just narrative piece. Just film some shots from around town with kind of just putting text over it instead, and then we're like, this is kind of fun. So I started adding more and more.
Yeah, it's addicting, isn't it?
Yeah, and then watching your movie, I was like this. You know what? We can do this. Like, I don't think that what ours is gonna be anywhere near as good as yours, but it's so fun.
Yeah, and and that's really that I think is just part of it. It's just saying, I can do this. Like the way I got the idea for the movie, well, not the specific movie, but the idea of the new movie was, I was at my in-laws' house like 4 years ago over Christmas, and they have a channel called Chillers. If you've ever heard of that. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm eating Cheerios, watching Chillers, and this movie on Chillers was awful. I mean, just one of the worst things I've ever seen. And I remember thinking, like, God, I could totally do that and do it so much better. And that's when it really kind of hit me. I'm like, next time I get a chance, I'm really gonna do this because I want to try it out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When I saw it was on Amazon and iTunes, I was like, I've got to see that. And then when you're like, hey, do a review, I was like, hell yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it's one of the best movies that I've seen this year, and I've watched quite a few. So that's, I'm gonna be watching it quite often.
That is awesome.
Easily a new favorite.
Yeah, now we just gotta get other people to watch it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So go watch it, you guys. We'll put links down below.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, and if, like we were talking about earlier today, if any of your friends or your people who watch this channel, if they want to watch it, you can have them put my link down in the description. I'll give you the right email address. And you guys email me, I'll send it to you for free. The only thing I ask is that you give me a review on iTunes or Amazon, because really, that's the lifeblood of movies nowadays, is getting those reviews, and they are really hard to get.
Yeah, really. Yeah. So make sure you review the damn thing.
Yes, exactly.
It's quickly becoming my favorite movie. And speaking of favorite movies, what were some of yours when you were growing up?
Oh, wow. I'd have to say the first time I watched The Matrix, remade my world in terms of what a movie can be. I guess I wasn't growing up, I was older by then. Of course, Star Wars, all 3 of them, we had them when we were kids, and I must have watched each one of them 1,000 times. I'm a huge fan. Probably my favorite all-time action movie is Aliens. The second one. Alien was good. Alien is very, very good. But in terms of action, James Cameron and Aliens was just, I love that movie. I guess a lot more action movies than anything else.
Which that explains why your fight scenes were really well done.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was.
They were beautiful.
Oh, I see. One of the things I really wanted in this movie was I wanted to try and make it not realistic, because clearly demons aren't realistic, but have it such that things in it would make sense. So I really didn't. I didn't want the main character, Joe, to be, because in so many horror movies, it's like, let's run upstairs where we can't get away, or let's go do something totally stupid, and I really didn't want that. And I tried to do this, I wanted, with the fight scenes, to kind of try and make it feel a little, not as Hollywood-y as you normally would see. It's tough, because the reality is the real fights kind of are boring. But I was trying to find that balance, and it was really interesting, because we didn't have a stunt coordinator. I had never done anything. Well, I did a little bit of Matrix-y kind of action in the past with some friends. And some of the guys, the guy who played the main demon that you see a number of times in the film, Jack Callion. He is a former Army guy, and he no training, stunt training at all. But man, he was just. I'm like, he's like, I don't care. I don't need to wear shoes. We're in this old decrepit building from the 1850 something with bird poop and splinters everywhere and nails. He's like, no, I'll wear them. I don't need my shoes. I'm like, no, you need to put shoes on. Seriously, I'm not taking you to the hospital. But he would just like throw his body out there. He didn't care. It was awesome.
Nice. Yeah, you could see that he was one of those people that was like, screw it, I'm going for it.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a good dude. Very good dude.
Yeah, and I really liked all the fight. I really liked D'Anthony Turner and Rob. I always say his last name wrong. Robinson. I said it wrong again. the main guys they like really
Rod Richardson.
Richardson, thank you.
Yes,
why do I keep saying
D'Anthony Turner?
Why do I keep saying the other name?
D'Anthony is just something else, man. That guy was incredible.
Yeah.
So I filmed the movie in Montgomery, Alabama, which is a pretty small town. It's got a decent, theater population, the live theater kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And a decent amount of actors, but I did the call. There's not that many, and so we did auditions on I think it was just a Saturday and a Sunday, and I remember like 80 girls showed up and like 10 dudes, and I needed a lot of dudes.
Yeah.
And I was starting to really get worried that we weren't going to find somebody. And I was the guy who helped me do all this, David Kearns. I was behind the camera, and he was talking to the actors and stuff. And D'Anthony sat down and he did that like first read of that. The scene I had them read was that scene where the kind of torture scene.
Yeah.
And holy shit, man! Like halfway through the scene, I turned to Dave and I'm like, oh my god, this guy's amazing. Yeah, and he just knocked it out of the park. That dude is incredible.
Yeah, I really like that. I the entire movie I didn't realize that he was a bad guy. Like when he got shot, I was so sad. I was like, no man, those guys are homies. They need to stick together. What's gonna happen now? And then I was like, oh my god, yeah, he was damn good villain.
Yeah, he was spot on. And Rod did an outstanding job. Generally, I was really considering the small talent pool to draw from in the Montgomery area, and the number of people who showed up. I just got really lucky.
Yeah.
Across the cast, it was really amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, the whole cast actually was really great. The first time that I was watching it, the elder dude, what was his name? You remember his name? Walt, thank you. I knew it was a W. I was about to say Ward, and I was like, that's not right. Walt. I loved Walt. I loved his character progression through the movie, and this badass moment at the end. 2 bullets is enough, 6 bullets is enough. Like, that's 2 to 1. It was like, yes. Even though he died, like he still, yeah, he won.
Yeah, he was, same thing. Not a lot of older. It needed to be an older guy.
Yeah.
Not a lot of older guys showed up. And when he walked, he came in and he was so great to work with. And I was really worried that those lines would come across as like uber cheesy. I wanted it to be a little cheesy, but not too much. But in the end, I think I loved it. Yeah. I loved that part of the movie.
He delivered it well. He played a very well elder man, but one that you could tell knew his shit.
Yeah, Len was really, really good.
Yeah. So with like recent movies and stuff, what's your opinion with like the film? Like, would you say that they're kind of getting the mainstream films compared to like indie films? Because like I'm noticing a lot more indie films are getting a lot better. I'd much rather watch an indie film than go to the theater and pay $20 to watch a Hollywood production.
Yeah, I think there's a couple different things that are going on here. And number one, I want to point out, I am by no means an expert on this. This is just something I did for fun of it, to be totally honest. This is not even, I wouldn't even call this my day job. This is just something that I've always wanted to do, and I just did it. I think you have two things. I think number one, the movie industry is having trouble right now because the movies are so much more, so expensive to make a legit action movie. It's a minimum of $100 million. I mean, the cost is just astronomical. And I think they're trying to take super safe bets. So it's just, how many times can we redo a Marvel character or a comic character? That's all you get, because they're not willing to take risks, because they don't want to have a $300 million flop on their hands. What was the Lone Ranger a few years ago with Johnny Depp? Which was apparently, I didn't even watch it. It looked like a total disaster, and from a financial perspective, it was a total disaster. So I think you have that. I think you have Hollywood not willing as often to take and do interesting things. But then you have what I took advantage of is technology, man.
Yeah.
When I was in college and I did a decent amount of this, the best I had was Digital 8. If you guys remember that at all, on the tapes, it's digital, but it looked terrible. It took up a ton of space. It was really, really hard to edit. You couldn't do anything that even resembled a special effect. Lighting kits cost a ton of money. Sound, everything cost a ton. Now, I filmed that whole thing on a refurbished Canon T4i, which is like a $400 Canon camera. You can buy light kits off Amazon for $100.
Yeah.
I had a really good microphone, which was like $100. So, it's not free, but it is a lot cheaper than it ever used to be. And so because of that, the barrier to entry is so much lower, and I think that's why you see so many more independent films. A lot of them aren't very good, but that because there's so many more, I think you're getting to see more and more good stuff. And there's some really amazing, stuff that I've seen, because a lot of the actors, that I know go off and do other independent film and stuff like that. Some of it's just really great.
Yeah. Yeah, and like a lot of the more independent films, like they're more of a original story. Like we were talking about with somebody earlier this week, was like a lot of the movies now, they're like the Jungle Book. They just remade it for like the third time.
Yes,
although
exactly.
I liked the way that they finally redid it. It was a good one, but still, come on. Nobody knows the Jungle Book.
they want to remake movies that they know they have a built-in audience.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh yeah, I know Jungle Book, I'll go see Jungle Book, but some random cool idea that no one's really thought of before had, that doesn't sound, that's too risky, I think, for most big movie theaters, or movie production companies.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they should really learn to start taking a chance, especially with Stranger Things on Netflix. I think it got passed over 20 times, I think, by other...
Really?
Yeah.
I heard it's amazing. I haven't seen it, but I heard it's amazing.
I started to watch it after the first episode. I couldn't stop. I binge watched the entire thing. It was really good, and after it started blowing up on Facebook, I was like, okay, this is a really good show. And then someone posted an article, and it got passed over 15 or 20 different companies before Netflix was like, all right, let's take it. And, dude, Fox could have had that on their series. Screwed up. Sometimes they just need to, but I don't know, maybe they will someday.
So what was your inspiration for The Sufferers?
Honestly, it was a logistical thing. So I knew I wanted to make a movie. An opportunity presented itself because I was going to go to Montgomery for a year, and my family stayed in Washington, D.C. So then you get down to, well, what can you do?
Yeah.
When you read all the books about screenwriting, or you listen to things, they say don't think about don't think about that at all. Just write what you want. Well, the problem is that's great if you have $300 million to make whatever you want. But when you have you and your friend, and that's it, you go, okay, what can I do? And so it was like, well, a thriller sounds good because that's relatively easier to do. You need less locations, less people, less cost. And so then really I just sat down and said, okay, I want to do a thriller. And I just, thought about a bunch of different things, and I probably put 15 or 20 different ideas up on the wall. And through talking, my friend Dave, who did a lot of the work with me, he helped write part of it, he helped direct part of it. He was just an all-around awesome dude. He and I just basically threw spitballs at it for days on end before we just sort of settled on this. It started out and just slowly molded into that final idea of how does the whole universe of the movie work.
Yeah.
It was an iterative process.
Nice. Yeah, that's we really like the alternate dimensions and the way that they were still like you're here and like what were you saying about it?
The laws of the universe and the Sufferers was it. I do want to learn more. I want to know more about it. It seems like it could be its entire own series with its entire set of rules and lore to it that could have potentially a huge fan base. At least in my opinion, it is.
Yeah, you know,
damn wonderful.
One of the things that we did when we were writing the movie is we would have lengthy discussions, and I would call them physics discussions. And because like I hate when you watch a movie and the movie doesn't have to be 100% real. I mean, Star Wars isn't real, Aliens isn't real, but you set the universe that you're going to take place in, and then you have to stay within those bounds, And so we really wanted to make sure we understood what our universe was going to be, and then made our character stick there. So we had a lot of, well, if we do this, then how do we do that, and all this other kind of stuff, working through all the iterations to try and make it as solid as possible. So, because I hate when you're watching something and then a character does something you didn't know they could do, and you're like, wait a minute, what the hell was that? So that's why we really, really want to do that. To your point, it's the impetus for making it a feature length was I really wanted to make a feature, but after making it a feature, I really want to go back, and I'm thinking about starting it probably in the spring, start doing shorts, 10 to 15 minute standalone episodes, I guess, and instead of following the good guys, we follow the bad guy, and so it would be awesome if it was the same bad guy and each iteration was him trying to get another sufferer to drag down to the devil, and sometimes he wins and sometimes he doesn't, kind of mix it up a bit.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. I'd watch it.
I'd definitely watch it, probably religiously.
I was thinking that this would be it looks exactly like it left off for another movie for it, or even a series of movies for it. Like, really, with a story like that, there could be endless possibilities for it.
Exactly. It'd almost be like not necessarily any of those crime show dramas, like Law and Order, where each individual episode is a different thing with different. You have the same main set of characters, but they bring in a different, victim and people that they're interrogating. Instead, you could flip it. It's the same set of demons. Not demons, hunters, I guess. We didn't really ever name what the Anthony was, but those same set of, devil's minions that are out searching for sufferers, and then you just get different sufferers each time.
Yeah.
And so you could learn more about their various backstories and what makes them, what's the suffering they've gone through.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And if that ever happens, Hijinks TV will gladly promote for it. Alright, so... that's that one.
Can you tell us about any future stuff for Sufferers?
That you didn't just tell us... Oh, I thought that was a different question. You know what? And we just talked about that.
Oh shit!
Is there anything besides the Sufferers that you would be able to, you might be working on or thinking about working on in the future? As Sufferers, are you going to be working on that?
Yeah, I mean, this is just a hobby for me, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
And if I had more time, I would love to get into another feature length or whatever. But I like the concept of the Sufferers, and I think at this point, what I really want to do, and another one of the reasons I want to go to shorts is I really want to work on my technical skills. The movie, I generally think the movie looked pretty good, but there's a lot when I watch it now. It's hard for me to watch it and not hear some of the places that has bad audio because we were filming and there were bugs in the background, or filming your cars just makes you want to shoot yourself in the face. Bad lighting. I underexposed a lot of the film by accident, and fixing underexposure is really, really, really hard. So I want to practice.
Yeah.
Practice the craft more than anything else.
Yeah, that's exactly like what we try to do. Is I sometimes when I'm watching, I don't like to watch them too much because I'm like, oh god, I could have changed that there. I could have changed that there.
I'll just straight up leave the room.
I totally forgot about that.
I don't want to be in the same room as anything of mine that's playing.
Oh yeah, it's really, I don't know how actors do it. Like I'm not even in front of the camera, and having other people in the room watch your movie is nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it would be like to see yourself on this screen and have people watching you, judging what you're doing as performance. That's got to be nothing.
Yeah. All right. So reaching about 30 minutes here. So is there any shout-outs, any other plugs? We're gonna obviously, if anybody wants to review The Sufferers, send an email to. I'll let you say this.
So you can just send me an email. It's exitmult@hotmail.com. So it's exitmult@hotmail.com. And that's just, that's my personal email address. I'll zap, say, hey, I saw your interview, on HJTV, and then I'll send you a free copy. Again, I'm not asking for, I'm not saying give me 5 stars. Just give me an honest review. That's really all that I want is honest reviews. In terms of shout outs, I would, first, I'd have to thank the cast, because the movie, prior to this, 15 years ago, I made a movie when I was in college, and it was awful. I don't even have copies anymore. And then a bunch of really small things. In the intervening years, I made one 5-minute short like 8 years ago, and that was it. So my record was non-existent, and I got a cast of people and some people behind, a handful of people behind the scenes to trust me enough to spend, we filmed, I think it took us 3 or 4 months to do all the filming, because we filmed on weekends and on evenings, kind of like a play schedule.
Yeah.
So all of them took a real big risk, in giving me all that time and then trusting that I would put the movie together. So all of them, everybody who was involved, David Kearns especially, who really helped me write the script and just be there for all the stuff. I basically dragged him into it. The guy had never thought about making a movie. And we were at dinner one night. I'm like, hey, guess what? I'm making a movie, dude, and you're helping. He's like, okay.
Sounds familiar.
I think it ends up kind of being that way. One poor guy has an idea, and then he starts dragging his friends into it.
Yeah.
I definitely need to thank my wife because she gave me the leash to do this. Because it wasn't exactly free, and it took almost 1.5 years of editing to get it done, because I had my full-time job, I had my wife, and I had my kids, and so she had to deal a lot with, kids would go to bed at 8 o'clock, and I'd go downstairs and edit for 2 hours, so it was really awesome of her to give me the freedom to do this, because she knew it's something I've always wanted to do, and so she was really supportive.
Nice.
But yeah, no, it's just, it was an amazing experience, and I'm glad to have gotten to do it. And I feel, I'm excited for you guys. You said you're getting into doing some new stuff on your own, and that's awesome, dude. Go get it. That's just the best way to, you sitting around ain't gonna make anything happen. One interesting thing I will say is, I was talking to a bunch of the actors early in the process, and we were talking about the movie. And one of the girls is like, I wouldn't have done the movie because I don't know if you know this. I'm actually in the military. And the girl's like, I wouldn't have done it if you weren't in the military. I'm like, why not? She's like, because I knew you'd get it done. I'm like, what are you talking about? Of course I'm going to get it done. Duh. Why would you start this and not finish?
Right.
And all of the actors told me, they're like, oh no, man, so many things get started and never get done.
Yeah.
People will say, I'm going to make a short. You film it, and 2 years later, you still don't have anything, and they just disappear, and they just walk away from it.
Yeah.
Which is just totally insane to me that people be like that. But, so to me, the lesson is just go. Just do it and enjoy the hell out of it. And if no one ever watches it, who cares? It was so much fun to make.
Right.
Guys, just enjoy what you're doing and get at it.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, thank you again so much for taking the time to talk with us and come on the show and for letting us see the movie.
Oh, thank you guys. This is my first interview ever, and it is awesome.
Awesome. I'm glad you had a good time.
Thank you.
We'll definitely be spreading the word and sharing the links. And if you decide to do the series, we'll definitely promote for it and definitely gonna be watching it.
I'll make sure you guys are the first ones to see it.
All right, awesome. Well, you have a great night.
Okay, you too, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll record and then edit it later if there's any. Go back and make sure the audio is fine.
Can you hear me fine?
Oh yeah, perfect. And then move this over here. Right there. Okay. And this. Alright.
Is Cap where you put the little boxes of each one of us up on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering how you did that when I looked at some of your other interviews, and it's like, what does he do to use that? Or is he using to do that?
Yeah, using the XSplit broadcaster. I need to get a better one because this one's just like a basic screen cap. There's other ones that I can, or I guess if I buy this one, I can like use a green screen to take everything out from the back, but the laptop I'm using needs to be upgraded before I worry about that.
Yep.
But all right, so
running green screens it works, but it's complicated.
Yeah, I got a green screen on my phone, and I thought it was going to be a lot better, and then when I did I did a little action figure animated show, and the first one I did, you could see like half of their face was cut off. I was like, oh, that's cool, man. Go back to the drawing board on that one.
Yep.
Alright, so we are recording and looks like everything is good to go. Alright, so... Uh-huh.